Hello, good afternoon. You are watching Rappler Talk. My name is JC Gotinga. And today we have the good fortune of having with us I'd say half the cast of this new show in town. Well, not really new, and we'll explain to you later why. It's called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. So title pa lang, it's very interesting. Please help me welcome to Rappler, Gabby Padilla.
Hello.
Krystal Kane.
Hi.
And Barbara Jance.
Hi.
So they play the female roles in this musical called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. Ladies, please tell us about this show.
You want to start?
So, I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change is actually, we did it last year, and this is a rerun. We were returning on Feb 20, but this time at the Eastwood Repertory Theater. To put it simply, it's just a series of vignettes that showcase different relationships, mostly romantic, and how we navigate these relationships throughout our lives, and the common dynamics that couples and families go through when they have these relationships.
And it's a musical, no?
And it's a
Yes.
musical.
And I think what makes this really fun is that we only have 4 actors playing
Right.
40 different characters.
40
so
characters.
That's 2 guys, 2 girls. And they're playing a bunch of different people. They have a different age range. They're in different relationships. It's very, very fun, very interesting, very challenging.
Exactly. And it all happens so quickly. There's so many quick changes. Sometimes we call it, I love you, you're perfect, now quick change.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That should be its own show.
Yeah.
So you have to have range. If you're doing the show, if you're an actor doing the show, you gotta have range.
Yeah. The challenge is really making every character different. Because every story is different, but it's always more fun to kind of stretch it out for the comedy of it. It's a lot of physical comedy. It's a lot of running around and wearing funny things on our heads.
Please tell us a little about the roles that each of you do.
So I play Woman 1, and basically we all have these sets of characters that we play. And we do solo numbers and group songs, but I think the most fun that we have is when all 4 of us are on stage together. I don't want to spoil too much, but basically it goes through the whole life cycle of the human experience, from dating to marriage to being senior citizens, finding love in a funeral home. That's really the stretch of the story, and that's a lot of fun.
What's one character that's like your favorite? Or maybe that's the hardest for you to do?
Hardest. What is the hardest? My favorite and also the most challenging would probably be this woman I play called Rose Ritz. She's going through a divorce and is trying to navigate this new reality of finding new love online in the age of the internet. And so, you get to know her through her monologue, and she's been through a lot. So it's finding the heart and the comedy and finding the balance of that when you do that scene. That's why it's so challenging, but it's also such a fun role to play.
Crystal,
Yes.
what's a favorite moment in the show?
Yes, so actually I play Woman 2, and I also have a bunch of characters just like Gabby that kind of range, in one scene I'm child, and then the next I'm a married woman, and it gets kind of intense, but it's actually very fun. One of the characters that I think are, it's a bit challenging, probably this woman named Muriel. So she's around 70 years old. So you can already be like, what? I have to kind of embody, a 70-year-old. And she's, her husband passed away, and she's trying to, figure out life. And it's a bit challenging, but it feels very it's just such a wonderful feeling, to kind of be immersed in her story. And I think that's why I really love doing this show, is because I kind of get to put put myself into all these characters' shoes and kind of experience the different kinds of love that we eventually go through in life.
How about you, Barbara? You have an interesting
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I am the female swing. So
what is a swing?
Yes, so a swing is someone who doesn't necessarily go on all the time because our job as swing is to learn all of the tracks, just in case anyone in the main cast can't make it to a show or gets sick or anything else happens. Knock on wood that it doesn't.
Yes.
But so we are there as the contingency plan to help the show keep moving forward.
She's a great contingency.
But you do get to play. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, right? Like,
Especially this time. For this run, I definitely have guaranteed shows on Feb 21 and 22. Yeah.
cool. Okay, remember that if you want to catch her. But so what's it like having to do, I mean, for starters, malawak na nga yung range for woman one, woman two. Now you have to do both.
Everything.
So everything Gabby does, and everything Krystal does, you have to know and be able to switch into in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, it's difficult. It's so hard. I remember when they first offered me female swing, I was like, me? Female swing? I have to learn 20 characters? Oh my gosh. But it, like, Tita Menchu, our director, she does such a great job of being able to help us dissect each and every scene, that even if I am not in the rehearsal space necessarily being worked on, I'm here on the sides taking notes, listening, and everything, I just absorb everything, and it's just also so good information. And yeah, at the end of the day, we pull through, we make it, we get on stage, and we do it. And I think for me, the challenge of being a swing is I get to see these two perform their roles so effortlessly and amazingly. And so when I go on, it's kind of like, okay, we can do that and then make it my own as well, giving it a different twist. So if ever you do catch the show and it's a swing on, if it's me or Davey and Narciso, you can see a different flavor in the show. Yeah.
Which character are you excited to play?
Oh, I would have to say, okay, so for Woman 1, for Gabby, I would have to say Rose Ritz is also one that I quite enjoy. If it's not Rose Ritz, then I would have to say the lasagna incident, which is it's a cute little vignette.
Lasagna meaning like the food?
Yes, like the food.
You'll have to watch this.
You'll have to watch it to know why.
Yeah.
It's called the
So, no
lasagna
spoilers.
incident. No spoilers.
Uh-huh.
But it's a very cute story about just, you know, the awkwardness and the excitement of when you first date someone. And then for Casey, definitely Muriel, that 70-year-old woman. It's always, I love a good challenge of having to age yourself somehow. But also it's such a heartwarming story. And I think that's actually one of the strong points of I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change are its scenes, its books. Because as fun and quirky and funny as the songs are, the scenes are so heartfelt.
Yeah.
And that's where you get a lot of your heartstrings are tugged a little bit. Yeah.
So just going through some of the nitty-gritty now. So you, the men in this show are Gian Magdangal,
Yes.
Marvin Ong, and Davey Narciso. Right. So who couldn't be here today? So sorry for that. We're gonna talk about them behind their backs. No. So what's it like working like together? What's the atmosphere like during rehearsal? And also, this show was staged last year to rave reviews, and that's why Repertory Philippines is bringing it again now post Valentine's. Because there was such a good reception last year. So what's it like now coming back into a show that you did successfully about a year ago?
Yeah, so I think right from the get-go, when we found out who the cast was, we clicked right away.
Yeah.
We were like, guys, let's go out, let's go get to know each other. So we went out for drinks, and we kind of like, it was actually really fun, a really fun bonding experience. And since then, I mean, we've always got along. I think in this group, we've kind of created friendships that we know are going to last like a really, really long time. And so to be able to kind of do this again and with the complete cast, actually we were not going to be complete. We were our male swing. Davey was actually not going to do the show at first because he's in another show. But I guess all the stars aligned, and we're all back again, the 6 of us. So I mean, it's really great. The rehearsal process is so fun. I mean, we have Gian, such a character, and we have Marvin, who's also, it's his first time back in so long, and we have Davey, who's doing so many shows now. So I mean, it's just we get along so well.
Yeah.
We just really
enjoy
doing the
feels
show
like
together.
coming home and having the opportunity to work with each other again. I mean, we all gladly take it. And having the opportunity to work with Tita Menchu again is always an instant yes. So when we got wind of the rerun, we were like,
Absolutely.
No brainer, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Definitely for sure.
And to our audience, di ba, like in the US, for example, on Broadway or sa West End sa London, shows open and run for at least 6 months.
Right.
And before that, they get a preview period. Like
Right.
they already have audiences elsewhere before they move into actual like show phase, diba?
Yeah.
And here, like the last run that you did was typically it's 4 weeks.
Right.
For a weekend.
I'm surprised that there are shows that run for even shorter,
Right.
like 1 weekend engagements, 2 weekends. And this time you have 3 weeks, but just as many shows po, just
Yes.
condensed into 3
Yeah.
weeks, so you better. So please talk to us about that. Na, that's, I don't know if any of you have worked dun sa ganong industry where the timelines are longer and budgets are bigger and the stakes are higher, I would think, And us Filipinos doing it here na parang push, di ba, for the passion and for the art. And we've proven ourselves to be just as capable as any, di ba?
Right.
But in more constrained circumstances. Please talk to us about that.
I think as an industry, we're really trained to achieve maximum output in a very short amount of time. And that is a strength, but hopefully, we get to see a future where we don't have to stretch ourselves to that limit, whether in film or in theater. But in this context specifically, I think we're very lucky because this is a rerun. And so we've kind of settled into the material. So like Tita Menchu would always say, I'm not worried about the show.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how much we can explore, which is a great treat for returning audiences because they know the show and they loved it. But seeing it will be a different experience because there are things that we're adding, there are things that we're taking away, that we're evolving into different vibes and different jokes. And so, it's going to be a different show for return audiences. And I think that's the fun of it, is that it's an ever-evolving thing, especially with directors like Tita Menchu, who is always just palagi niyang hinihimay yung material. She's studying it like a Sondheim musical, is what was said. So it's and because the book is very rich, there's so much that we can still do with it.
Yeah, I think we used to talk about it before na if we could do this show for like 6 months, we would be able to do it and we would have so much fun doing it because there's always so much more to discover. Like every time we run the show, there's always like, oh, I could do this or I could do that. You know, it's like she said, the book is so like rich, and so it's just every time it's just a new experience. So.
And something that absolutely helps is because the culture and the environment that we've cultivated in rehearsals is that we're really just like a family, and we're all just out here having fun and playing within the circumstances of the play. And what's amazing is just that we're always finding something different and something new.
Yeah.
So whether you saw the show last year or you're going to see it again for the first time or you're seeing it again, this is your second, there's always something different. There's always something new. And that's the magic of theater, right?
Exactly. Like, no two shows are ever the same.
Never.
Diba? It's like, can't send same river
And especially when you have the swings come on, it's a different energy, a different dynamic.
Different
It's
chemistry,
always
and it's really fun.
I think I remember Marvin saying when I went on suddenly last year for the run, it felt like opening for you guys again.
Yeah,
It was like a completely
Can
different
imagine.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Right. So it's fortunate that you get to do it again, diba? Parang it's kind of like a taste of like a long run.
Yeah.
So I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change is an off-Broadway musical.
Yeah, the longest running.
The
Longest running on Broadway.
And I was asking them kanina if it's fair to call it like a musical romantic rom-com. And
Yeah,
they
definitely.
said yes. So it's for people who might be curious, who might have not watched theater before. This would be a good, what's the term?
Gateway musical.
Yeah, because diba, like it's a different genre. Like sometimes people walk into a play expecting it to feel like it's a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not. Diba? Parang ganun.
And also in the age of our time spans being like TikToks, diba?
Vignettes are
It's
perfect.
fun because it's vignettes, so you can
Yes.
just kind of like digest
Yeah, you
it
jump
as
from
it
like
goes,
different
very
like,
quick.
situation, and you're kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, that's done. Oh, there's a new one. Oh my god, what's gonna happen here? Oh, like another one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's very like
It's like scrolling on
Literally twice scrolling through
It's not
TikTok.
so demanding on the attention
No.
span.
exactly, and it's very light. And I have had people come into this thinking that it was like a full-on comedy, so they were expecting to laugh all the time. But I think they were surprised that they kind of walked out. They were like, I cried, you know. And so it's a kind of like a mix of everything. There's some things for laughs, and then you find yourself kind of like holding back a tear, and you're like, what? So it's just very relatable.
Yeah.
And it's a very fun show to watch.
So, I mean, I think no one's gonna argue. Everyone loves Menchu Wilochenko. You love her.
Yes.
We love
Queen
her.
of Philippine
We love
musical
her.
theater,
We love her.
Philippine
Yes.
theater,
Yes.
and also
Yes.
director, producer. So yeah, what's it like working with her? She's an actress herself. What does it add to her arsenal of
Yeah.
directing that she herself is
Definitely, definitely. She just watching her work is already such a big learning experience. Whether it's her direction or just her as a person. Just being around Tita Menchu and her energy is so transformative, and she's one of those rare gems talaga in the industry who lead with kindness and compassion.
Yes.
And I think it's also because she is an actress and she knows what it feels to be in these shoes. So it's always a gift to have Tita Mench on your team, and we are so confident na this rerun will be even better because she's heading it.
because it helps to create the actor's creativity, right? If you have a director who's
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. I mean, it's so helpful because there are times where she'll tell us, give us notes, and it's like, I know what it's like because coming from there, I know that you're scared and you're thinking of all these things, but you can do it. You can make it. We'll help you get there, and you can feel that she will help you get there.
She's an actor's director.
Yes.
So, I mean, I was grateful to work with her when I was like 11 years old, like on stage. Yeah, we did The Sound of Music together with Repertory in 2006. Wow, it's a long time ago.
where she was Maria, wasn't
Yes,
she?
and so I was one of the children, and so to kind of come back to Rep and to be able to work with her, but as she's my director this time, I'm kind of like very like, wow, this is such an honor. And so when I heard that she was directing the show and like we were asked to audition for it, I was like, yes, like no brainer, I'm gonna do it. And so to be able to work with her again this time around with the same material, kind of delving deeper into it, it's a very great experience.
Were there any digressions from like the Broadway material? Just curious, like
Well, this is the updated
Yes.
2018 version.
I see.
But this was still a version that was done off Broadway.
Yes.
Everything is the same, script-wise.
Right. Faithful to like, not to say that it's not faithful to like have digressions or nuances, but I was really curious lang. Yeah. So specifics, you open on the
Feb 20. And we run until March 9 at the Repertory Theater at Eastwood.
Eastwood.
Because we did the first run in RCBC, but we're not going to be there.
Nope. We're in Eastwood.
We're in Eastwood.
Remember.
So all you North people,
come on over.
We're closer na. So
Yeah,
come
yeah.
watch your show.
yeah, it's
Come
in
on
the
a
new
little
Repertory
post-Valentine's.
Theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
And where can they get tickets?
They can get tickets at Ticket World, or you can go to any of Rep's social media pages and contact them there.
Yeah. Also, Ticket to Me. Yeah.
Right. And then also we'll put the link here. When you
Yes.
watch this, there will be
Yes.
a link to somewhere where you
Yes.
can find. Yeah.
Yes.
And wait, my own plug. So before I forget, Rappler has a new app. It's called the Rappler Communities app, and it has a channel in there that's called the Pop Culture Channel. So it's where you can, talk about, ask questions about anything that's going on in pop culture, including theater. And that's also where you can ask us where to get tickets. We will put the article there that will have the link to where you can get tickets to I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change.
Yes.
Any final thoughts? Like, what are you excited about this time around? Not just maybe for your show, but like theater.
Well, I mean, I'm very excited for this year because, like we talked about, like revenge theater, we're all back. And, from what I've been hearing, what the little birdie told me, there are so many shows that are going to come out this year. So it's all very, very exciting. And, to be able to start the year with one of the shows that kind of brought me back to theater in the first place is very exciting. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very excited for Theater 2025. What do you guys think?
Where can we watch you?
Oh, well, right now you can watch me here, but, soon.
Stay under wraps.
Stay updated.
Stay updated. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in the works.
Watch
in the
the
works.
space.
Yes.
Exactly.
Barbara.
Yes, I mean, can't really say, but for sure, within the year,
Yes.
something will come up.
Yeah. And that's the thing with the theater life, right?
And that's the thing.
Full of
That is-
surprises.
yes.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So please watch your show this Feb 20th. But also, if I may plug,
Yes.
Gitling has screenings this February with FDCP for Sinta in Ayala Cinemas and selected Cinematheques. I think I got news that we extended, so if you guys just look into the schedule, I'm sure you can catch a screening near you. And yeah, that's it. But most importantly, come watch your show.
Yeah.
Break a leg, ladies. Thank you for being
much.
here.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you
us.
so much. We are
Thank you for
so
having
privileged. Break a leg.
We'll see you at
Have
the
a good
preview.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We will. It's a good show. I've heard only good reviews about it, honestly. So can't wait to watch you, guys. If you have the time and the wherewithal, please do catch. I love you. You're perfect now.
Now change.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Barbara Jance, Krystal Kane, Gabby Padilla. This has been Rappler Talk. Catch us again next time. Till then, see you.
Bye. Bye.